welcome to Blackwater. Good friends telling better stories. It's been a minute. It's been 7 whole days, and I'm furious about the passage of time.
Yeah, it's been.
It's been literal.
I'm contractually obligated to not yes
worry.
and bare naked lady jokes, so I cannot yes and
You
that.
just meant bare naked ladies.
I'm an ally, so I can't
Canadian
understand that
treasure.
joke either. Allyship, what up?
You don't ally.
Adam,
Yeah.
welcome back to the table. I'm
alive.
We're so glad
Sir.
he's alive.
I survived 3 different back-to-back illnesses that were each as different and exciting as the
And
last.
each trying to kill you.
It's funny
So
because
angry.
when you walked in, Tim put away the dragon mini.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, Tim. You know what else is fucked up? While I was literally fighting for my life, you're making fun of my character and saying it's fine, he'll never see this. That's cancelable. I'm canceling all of it.
Did you see that, or did someone tell you about
that's
it?
not important.
Get his
I did in the car. He said, I have not watched any. And I said, good, because we made fun of you and said you wouldn't.
I watched about 15 minutes of, I think, the first episode I missed.
So you saw announcements.
No, I saw it right in the middle.
Ran.
I chose a very weird time to tune in.
Adam likes to pop in stream every now and again, and then sometimes you
I'll
pop
be in chat. I just can't.
I'm not listening.
Yeah, dude, I'm playing League of Legends out here.
Adam, let me ask you, what does it feel like to succeed on 3 consecutive death saving throws in real life?
Oh, bad, really bad.
Austin, how you
Like
feel about
really
exhaustion?
fucking yeah. That was a good rule change that makes sense in real life. If you have a death, if you go down, you get a point of exhaustion. It's just not fun.
Well, yes. Please take good care of yourselves at home as well. Avoid being sick and mask up still in big public places if you go to those places and on planes and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to jump into announcements tonight because I want to play some Dungeons & Dragons with my friends. I'm going to acknowledge that we're streaming tonight from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish, Stolo, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, Tsawwassen, and Musqueam First Nations. While our characters play in a world that Tim has created, we are honored to live, work, and play on these lands tonight. A big thank you to our sponsors and partners. We're proud to be sponsored by Simonscape because epic games require epic sound. We're also using Epidemic, there we go, sound for this campaign as well. Love, as always, to our dice patron, Familiar Dice. You can type !dice in the chat to find all the details there. We are grateful to do this campaign in partnership with the wonderful folks here at QuestKeep. You can also find all of Campaign 2 over on the BlackwaterDnD YouTube page. Campaign 2 episodes drop on Fridays at noon, with podcast episodes from the previous week dropping on Mondays at noon, so you can catch up before the episode plays. You can type !YouTube to find our links to all of that stuff, and it should take you right to the Campaign 2 page. We've also been releasing a bunch of shorts over on YouTube and some stuff on TikTok and on Instagram, so please go follow all those things too. That would be really nice. Thank you so much. Adore you. Thank you. Social media is really hard. Great. So before I jump into programming updates, I want to give a huge thank you, as always, to our TechWater team of Chantel and Moise in the booth. We like that they woo as well. And thank you for keeping us on the technical rails, at least this evening. Some programming updates. Episode 54 dropped on the podcast this week. We also have a Patreon, Jess.
Yeah, do you want me to do good cop or bad cop?
Bad cop.
Every time I snap my fingers, a creative person gives up creating because it's so thankless and hard.
Have to stop you.
Why did you click so many times?
Too real. Thank you guys.
Seriously.
It was a fantastic run.
Oh wait, that was for him.
It's a tough world. We love what we do, and one of the things that makes it worthwhile and also possible is support from folks like you who watch us. One of the best ways you can do that, aside from watching, of course, is going and supporting us on Patreon, where you can sign up on either our free tier or one of our paid tiers and get access to exclusive content like Godkiller, which is very, very cool and up there. I did this in the wrong order. Normally I say Chatwater first, and then I throw to M for Godkiller, so I'll just reverse that. Chatwater, which is where after every episode of this show, we debrief it. It's super fun. It's super cool. You get to hear all of our various, like, freaking out about what happened during the episode and just talking about silly stuff. Also up there is Godkiller, which I didn't already mention.
Thanks. So Godkiller is out in its entirety on Patreon, with the first arc available at the free tier and everything else at the Knucklebone tier and above. It's an 11-part podcast series. It stars Yanis and Christian Navarro as my Godkiller, with myself as everyone and everything else. It's a very, very fun game created by the incredible Connie Chung of Transplanter RPG. Huge shout outs to them as well for getting a publisher to put Godkiller in an in-person copy, like a physical copy that I'm going to hold in my hand so tenderly. We're also very grateful to be recipients of the 2024 Crown Gaming Grant from Queen's Court Gaming, which allowed us to enter all of the Audio Fiction World Cup web festivals. We've recently been nominated for 2 awards at the LA Web Fest, which happened on May 3rd. We're up for Best Actual Play Podcast and Best Ensemble Cast. By the time this episode airs, that will have already happened, so I don't know the results at this point, which is exciting.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winners.
To the winner,
Wait, okay,
yes.
no. Ready? Congratulations. Let's take it again. We tried really hard.
We got
getting
nominated.
is
It's the
so I think we've got
Yeah.
both. We've got both. We could,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll just edit it in later, right? We
And
edit
truly-
this, right?
They crown everybody, film them all winning, and they all do the speech. That's why they're always a little bit insincere feeling at the end.
What's
Yeah.
for?
What?
Drag Race, the Drag Race finales. They
That's-
don't want it
you
to
can't-
leak, so they film each person winning, and
That
then it's announced
can't be true.
when it actually airs. The winners find out if they actually won.
That's incredible.
Devastating.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So back to Godkiller. It is.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I have so many more
I feel
questions
like my
about
god
that.
just died.
Yeah.
It truly is an honor just to be nominated. There will be other Audio Fiction World Cup webfests coming out over the rest of the course of the year. So stay tuned across socials to find out all of the updates for that. Pre-production for season 2 is already underway. We go to, microphone in a couple weeks. So I'm very, very excited about that. A bit of a different pacing this season. Fewer episodes, but with more. I think we're going to see a bit more of the world rather than more of a straight shot
Can I
through
give
things.
a small spoiler?
Yeah, of course you can.
Comedy this time.
No.
Yeah.
All slapstick. Broad slapstick.
Super broad.
I've been.
Real
Zinga. I wouldn't
physical
think
comedy.
Bazinga.
Yeah.
I
Translates
looked behind the
really well
curtain. I've
in
been
podcast.
scoring.
We're doing young
I've been
Godkiller.
pre-scoring, and it's a lot of slide whistles,
Yeah, and
a lot
that-
of foghorns.
Womp, womp,
yeah, a lot
love
of trumpet. Yeah.
Everyone has been practicing fair Borat impression.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really gonna make a comeback.
My wife comes up a lot.
Yes. Amazing. So keep tuned to all the socials for that. I have some fantastic announcements. I've also had some fantastic creators sign on to work with us, kind of in the production side. So I'm very, very excited to get all of those things underway. Additionally, if you like what we do here, the Crit Awards are back. The Creator Recognition in Tabletop Awards are run by the incredible Ivy, known as Game Raider Girl online, and showcase some of the very best across the tabletop space. Tim was nominated last year for Best D&D DM, and it would be an honor to be nominated this year. There's a wide variety of awards from game design to technical production to actual play performance. So you can type !crit to find the nomination form. Those close May 31st with nominations out June 7th and the awards happening at Gen Con, which is going to be super fun. Which brings us to our dedicated sponsor for
Yay.
this whole hecking month.
Yeah.
Come on.
Our incredible, wonderful friends over at HeroForge. We
Yeah.
here at Blackwater love HeroForge so freaking much. And we have been painting and printing minis for as long as I think we've been playing together as a table. I will say the first mini I ever painted was a HeroForge mini.
We've also made the joke during season 1, campaign 1, maybe 100 times,
That
being
Hero-
HeroForge sponsor us. To have it actually happen is
Called manifestation.
Yeah.
really
Yes.
fucking cool.
It's very
Very
cool.
fucking
And
cool.
HeroForge was the first mini that I had printed to skip painting as well.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with literally dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tools let you perfect your mini online, using a fully 3D character builder right in your browser window, so you don't have to download anything else. And you can get them printed in a wide variety of materials, even color printed options, and also bronze. You can get them printed in full metal if you want them as well. You can also get downloadable STL files that you can print at home. And something that I do with them is I use them to, you can do the art and the photo shoot of them, which is also really nice for when we don't
and
necessarily.
we even use that on this fucking channel.
We've used that many
anytime
times.
we do a one shot where we
It's
can't
always
get custom
HeroForge.
art It's
Yes.
just fucking screenshots of our
If,
HeroForge.
if we ever do like an award show, they have to be called the Clackies, and we get little HeroForge bronze cast
That's so
clacks that we have hand out.
We did the Gravelies years and years ago, but I think we should do the Clackies again.
I just want to hop in because, like, I feel like if you know what HeroForge is, then
Yes.
you're probably already sold. If you don't know what HeroForge is, like, what it actually is, it's a fucking website where you can like make your fucking mini. I don't know where my little guy is,
Mini's
but I
back
did
there.
him in HeroForge, and it's like if you've ever designed a video game character, it's like that. Literally, anytime I make a D&D character to help me visualize it, I fucking pull it up, and you can do all the sliders. They have you want to do a fucking cowboy, you want to do a knight, you want to do a wizard, you want to do a Jedi, like fucking anything nerdy, or you could even fucking imagine. You can just do a guy in his pajamas. Like you can make any fucking character. And
this is just
you can kind of
sink into frame.
also just get as deep into it as you want.
It's just a little
that
guy.
was
Yeah,
It's just a little guy.
the point is, you can make your own minis, and like the process of designing them, I have often found characters or discovered things about them through like bringing them into physical life. And it's just fucking sick. Big
And
fan.
they add new things on their builder
Constantly.
every week.
Every time I log in, I'm like, oh shit, there's a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, they also do partnerships with some really amazing brands. They did a recent partnership with a game that I love, Coyote and Crow. If you don't know what Coyote and Crow is, I will literally drop a link in the chat for it right now. Please go check out this amazing, amazing game. And the custom posing options too are updated every week. They work on that so often to truly bring your characters to life. So building on of what Sean was saying, we have been redesigning our characters, getting them ready for a glow up for when we hit level 10, which will of course be in like 8 years or so. So team,
Tonight.
what was something I want to go for us to go around the table, and I want, because I'm looking at our little minis right now, but I would love everyone to go around the table and tell me what was something that you loved or found out about your character through building them this go around.
I mean, I had a blast. I don't want to reveal too much, but I found a way of. I was like, how has Mark changed? Visually, not a lot. Internally, deeply.
Yours is
And
incredible.
fuck you. And I found a way to visually represent his roommate.
Roommate.
In the pose, and I had a lot of fun, and it just goes to show. Yeah, I've been on HeroForge since fucking Vinton, which was what, 5-6 years ago. It just goes to show like
First came around.
how they continually, like what I did this time around would not have been possible.
No.
But the folks at HeroForge have just been iterating and like updating and gave me some really cool tools to make, I think, maybe my favorite mini I've ever designed.
No, it's
I mean,
phenomenal.
I kickstarted HeroForge back in the day when they were first like, I got the color mini option. Like I think this was like 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
So,
It was the
but
original
yeah,
Kale, I'm pretty
the
sure.
original
Yeah.
Kale.
Pre this campaign.
Yeah, I had him printed in color, which still blows my mind that they can print in color to the detail that they can print. I think that's
Eyes.
my favorite part about HeroForge is the paint like lab that they have, the ability to add like the decals and the small like
The
shading.
gradients and
They have a lighting section now.
yes.
Which you can like set the source and the color of the light, and it throws shadows, and they print that
Yeah.
color
Yeah.
on your mini.
It's called OSL.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Nuts.
OSL
Yeah.
is a painting method that I'm starting to get into.
It's so
really
cool.
But yeah, so like, that was my favorite part. I think everyone like it's not really a peek behind the curtain. Like we all had Sean do like a lot of our posing.
Sean's
Sean is
very good with
very
posing.
good at posing.
I fucking the advanced sliders hard.
I did Esper's posing myself
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I was.
But
yeah.
the color part for me was my favorite.
So fun.
Like it's so much fun.
I want to bounce off that because I really love the like color part of HeroForge, but I also really love painting, and I use it as color theory. Like I'll go in there and I'll be like, oh yeah, this works together, and then like if I want to paint it myself, often I'll like get a like sketch of the model that I'm painting and then color theory with HeroForge, and it's just so useful as
with that like Warhammer or
yeah.
something.
Sometimes I'll do like a big heavy armor thing, and then I'll color theory the armor, and they'll be like, that works, and then I can go and like paint it by hand.
They even have some of
really
the
dope.
like, if you are not someone who wants to spend hours like I do picking every little piece of fabric to be something, they have a bunch of like preset options that color that go together really, really well. I remember when we were we started looking at doing like a Pathfinder campaign at one point, and I wanted to make a character kind of quick, and I was just like, oh, I like this color scheme for a dress, click, and it just colored the whole, and it was so cool. It was really great. This is going to be my first time ever getting a color printed mini, so that's a little peek behind the curtain. All of us as our PCs are getting color printed minis, and all of the like main NPCs and BBEGs as of right now will be HeroForge minis at our table that we're going to paint. All of those we get as a gift for us from HeroForge, so thank you so much for that. I also will say, a little shiny moment was the email that our rep sent us when a HeroForge rep told us that our minis looked really cool. That felt really good. And also, because I love y'all, future me is going to drop the link. I want to show you what Shy looks like. So I'm going to drop that in the chat, and you can take a peek for that right now. And they'll be on their way to being printed. What else does anyone else love anything? Yes, Jess, go.
So I have a actually background in like UX and user experience design and UI stuff. And one of the things that I think HeroForge does so well, that's like very subtle, hidden kind of thing, is like 3D modeling is so complicated, and there's so much you can do.
Yeah.
Rarely do I find something you can't do with HeroForge, but at the same time, it's not nearly as like overwhelming as so many 3D modeling tools that are like, here's all the features. Like things, as you say, are buried, like the poses. There's a bunch of poses you can pick from, but then you can dig down and go into the advanced stuff. And like HeroForge is so cool in that it's so easy to start using. But then when you're like, okay, I'm ready for my diploma in HeroForge, you can absolutely like up your game in such a cool way when you start doing all the like advanced paints and poses and all of that shit.
It's definitely tiered very smartly to the ability and also the time that you wish to sort of dedicate to it. Like I try and do the posing, and then the arm does that weird rotate thing, and then the armor rotates different to the arm, and I'm like, nah, this is not for me. I'll give that a shot.
I also love, before I throw to Tim as well, they have a bunch of accessibility options too. They have combat chairs, they have prosthetics, they have a bunch of different ways that your body can look, and the ways the colors of using the decals and the gradients and all of that kind of stuff. It makes my heart happy.
I will also say the one last thing is they are the best like mini making company for conveying character in your mini.
The facial
expressions, even like Tim was kind enough to let me design a certain bad guy, and I wanted to put across this like dishonesty, and so he's got this very like kindliness to him, but you can also add like deception and stuff. It's actually, I took some inspiration from your vibe with current Mark, but like it's like you can truly convey nuanced character things purely from the like facial expression and the posing. It's really excellent system.
Yeah.
What do you love about it?
As a DM, it's really fun to be able to create a lot of these like NPCs or villain kind of characters that like we can't get art for every character.
Yeah.
Like I don't get because I don't have a PC. So like sometimes I'll get art of different NPCs, which is amazing, but I can't do that for every single NPC. So a lot of like the descriptions all live up here and they get verbalized and things like that. But then to be able to go in and actually create a character and like a character like Moss.
My gosh, the Moss mini is so cool.
And what that entails and what he looks like why you would need a miniature for Moss, I think conveys what that like pose is going to be.
Yeah.
And it's fun to play with, like if you are in a situation where you're coming across a miniature of Moss, what does that look like? Like that part of it is fun and like what is he in that scenario and playing with that and same with some of the other NPCs that you may come across at some point.
It was really cool. Tim was kind enough to let me design Marlery. So using a lot of the facial stuff for Shy, but aging that up. And then also like looking at what's different with her, and then just the posing that you did is like.
Well, for the record, like I love this shit, and like before I decided to be an actor, like there was a time where I was like, illustration is my jam, and so like posing and like conveying character, and so I get quite, I'm like, ooh, there's so many folks here who like do really cool stuff for Blackwater, like business style, and my brain goes mushy with business. So when I was like, hey, I fuck around in the sliders, like if you want me to do a little dust up, but like Adam did this fucking like really rad thing with fucking Esper this time. Like you're like, oh, can you make this better? And I went, no.
Yes, but Sean, we did Miri's double, and Sean did a fucking bug wild pose.
I am very excited about that.
So
one.
that's very fun.
And so please go over to HeroForge.com today. You can use it for free. It's wonderful. You can make a free account. You don't need to buy anything. And if we need to sweeten the deal anymore, here it is. From May 2nd to May 9th, right now, HeroForge is having its annual spring sale. That's 10% off all physical miniatures with free shipping, even internationally. So no matter where you are in the world, it is free shipping. And
Good deal.
And new merchandise available for you to purchase if you would like something else HeroForge in your life. There is no codes required, so you just head on over to HeroForge.com and start bringing your table to life. And again, a huge thank you to the HeroForge folks for sponsoring this episode and this whole month.
Is it May 6th today?
Yep.
That's my birthday tomorrow.
Oh. Time is fun. And that's it. So grab your tissues, grab your spider milk, grab your jorts and your best friends. Whether you're new with us tonight or you've been with us for ages, thank you so much for your support. It's your community that we can make amazing things happen. We hope you feel super, super welcome at our table. Chantel, roll the clip, roll the clip.
So, for those of you just joining us tonight, Yanis is putting me in focus. Maybe.
Well,
There, yeah.
That's
That's way better.
can we go to Big Tim?
Can we
Let's go to Big Tim.
Punch in
No.
on Big Let's punch way in.
Can we go to full screen Tim? Is what I meant.
Way in, Yanis? Keep going, buddy.
Full screen, yeah, Big Tim.
There we go, Big Tim.
Big Tim.
Big Tim.
Timmy.
This is all part of the plan.
Everything you see, it's all real.
No, I think you had it, and then you.
It's kind of like a bring your kid to work day, like see what happens.
This is behind the curtain.
This is
tech
behind the
stuff.
curtain.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
That's great.
Whoa. Now I want someone.
Can we zoom way in, please?
I want someone camera
No.
operating and doing like little dramatic
Should we
punching.
go back to all of us?
Can we get Chin to?
Yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
Now
Like
I
you do
can't
this
move
professionally.
forward or backward. All right, so for those of you just joining us tonight,
What did you do?
Just the way my beard grows, it doesn't grow down; it goes out. So I just get the beard.
You get fucking Giga Chad.
You know what's amazing? Most people don't believe me, but when he shaves, the beard's actually not that long.
Yeah.
it's just
Oh my god. Can
So
you
shapely.
Can you dye it flesh colored?
that's a good Halloween costume.
I don't know if you said anything.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to do that.
No.
Go,
this is
babe,
great.
go.
I'm a try.
On camera.
So, last week, Best Wishes dined with Emperor Vekbrakar, trying to learn what they could about Yadira and her various suitors. They discovered that Castle Slaughter-Song was in fact built by high elves known as the Calixo, who were once forest wardens of the Yasil. They also learned that Yadira had been taken in by the Calixo as a seer for them, and they decided to press ahead, leaving Slaughter-Song in the middle of the night. The following day, they were ambushed on the river by a Dryder and two phase giants, leading to a long fight, and the Dryder escaping down a nearby hole in the ground. When Shy went to investigate, she was nearly trapped in thick webbing shot from inside the hole before she was able to toss it to the side. And that is where we pick up as Shy, you are near the hole. You can see the Dryder has disappeared down into this dark hole is probably about yay wide. What would you all like to do?
They're still like in the river and on the bank, correct?
I was floating.
Yes, Miri is over on your side, I believe.
I don't think we can pursue. I think we got to go back.
Miri and Esper are available. Like, and then we're getting boats.
I think I start backtracking and start moving away. I don't think it's safe for me. It's not safe for me to go down, especially if this thing tried to catch me and yank me down the hole. I'm gonna start backing up and moving back towards my friends. I don't have anything I can.
I feel like I've been in a fugue state.
Do the rest
No,
of
you
you
did
travel?
a really good job in that last fight. You just like really laid down. It's really consistent damage over time. It was good.
Do the rest of you travel to the other side of the river? Do you take?
I mean, I think we would go over to get shot. Like we get the
Yeah.
One of the
bows
canoes
together.
was
Yeah, I'd flip it.
capsized.
I'm a bird.
Yeah, he bared up and
Yeah,
and flipped it back over, and then we would go over and get them from the other side.
Ooh, I mean, while we're here, yes, let's collect them, and then let's take and then collectively,
And then,
let's take a.
what time of day is it?
Ooh, I want to fucking perch
midday.
my
You
eyeball
left pretty
outside
early.
that fucking hole,
Okay.
just so that nothing comes up out of that hole. Like, we should go, but we should also like see if these giants have anything cool on them.
Yeah, we take our canoes, paddle back over to the other side, and we pick through.
You can make an investigation check.
I can do that.
I'm gonna
Guidance,
keep.
do a good job.
You can guidance.
No, I'm
Guidance.
just giving him guidance.
Guidance.
Oh.
Do a good job.
Guidance.
Do a good. You have to say do a good job.
Do a good job.
That is a good job.
Is Esper French now?
In the time of my sickness.
Yeah, oui.
French
frère.
fever from the Yasil.
Oui, mon frère. 32.
Oh,
You take a look
you
through
find their
and
social security number.
yeah. You see one of the giants has a you can see almost like a repelling set that's fairly large, it's kind of tucked under one of the pieces of chitin. But you can see these kind of like long iron spikes and like a pretty thin rope. But it's quite strong. It does look like woven spider silk.
Cool.
I open the bag.
The
And they're like
giants.
the
Do I learn anything about their aspirations, their dreams? I got a 32. I feel like I should get like at least a diary or something. I want this guy's middle name.
That's right.
And his mother's maiden
What I call
name.
this
Two wedding
a
rings.
repelling hook and
giant repelling.
repelling hook and
And what does it repel?
It's interesting because
a thing of spider
Crokinole.
silk, a spider silk rope.
Yes, yeah, that's attached to it.
rope.
It's
rope.
about the rope is about 100 feet long.
How thick though?
Not very thick,
But it's spider
Oh.
silk. But it's spider silk.
Interesting.
But the rope seems to be
but it's quite seems
of
quite strong.
the
But the
spider
hook
rope.
itself is pretty big.
Yeah, there's a big knot.
What could these giants possibly be repelling from?
Well, if they are working with Dant the Passkeeper, they would be up in the mountains. So that might be where the
None
Unless-
of you looked down the hole.
I did.
I'll send the eyeball
looked-
down the hole.
All right.
unless the
I
tree
looked
is
down the hole. I
underneath
just
down
didn't
the
see
hole.
anything.
Okay.
I feel like at the end of the next session, I stood over the hole and looked,
Yeah, I
and
think
that's
Shai
when
would've
it
seen
shot out.
Yeah,
at me.
yeah, and then you kind of backed up.
Oh, okay.
You didn't actually get a good like
I didn't
'cause
get a
you saw
peek
the drider going
Should we
down.
go down the hole?
My eyeball's already gone down.
All right, so it goes. Your eyeball travels down probably about 30 minutes.
Whoa, what the
in
fuck?
this
Wow.
hole.
Very
That's
deep
what
hole.
they
down.
were repelling down.
Before it opens up into a larger cavernous kind of space.
Whoa.
It's quite dark. You see there is some kind of faint glow along the ground here and there. You're not sure if it's sconces or what, but you can see there is a structure in the center as it kind of opens up into this larger cavern. There's probably a gap between the top of this main structure and the hole that's probably about maybe 80 feet. And you can see kind of ringed around there are a number of other buildings. And you can see from up there, make a perception check.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Ooh, 17.
17. You can see there are figures moving kind of around this colony. whatever
Drider
it may be.
types?
Could it be that
Yes, they do look Some of them do. Some of them do look like those giants.
Could it be that these tunnels might lead to the hut itself?
It could, but I believe that Yadira is not a Drider. She's of the...
I think the heart's in the Wailer tree, and my sense is that Lodrith was trying to court her, and she's rebuffed him.
Yeah, I think we're right on top of
His colony.
the Lodrith's
Lair?
lair.
The lowdown?
The
The
lowdown.
lowdown?
The lowdown low lair.
Lolo.
What was your perception check?
17.
17. Okay. You could also see that like the building in the middle looked. It's more kind of finished as a building. It looks more kind of refined than the other buildings.
Yeah, can I do like a drone shot sweep through of this civilization?
Yeah. As you head down, as you come down, you can see that this temple in the center is in fact a temple. You can see as you come down, you see these kind of large arches, and inside there is a very large basin, stone basin, that you can see on the doors of the temple as you go through. You get a clear view of what looks like a clawed hand with spider fangs, one pointing down and one pointing up. But as you move, do you take the eye into the temple?
If I can, yeah.
Yeah.
It can squeeze through.
You
stuff.
see a giant kind of loading, like a fairly large cocooned something. Looks probably about 6 feet long. It's fully cocooned. You watch as this giant kind of lumbers in and drops it into this big basin that has a liquid in it. And as you get closer, I'm going to have you make another perception check.
Guidance.
Clawed hand, spider fang up, spider fang down.
Oh no, it's a 10.
A 10. You kind of come in. It takes you a little while. This eats up probably about 10 minutes as you try to kind of get close enough to get a good look. And it is relatively dark in here. But you see that there is different. The stone basin looks quite a bit older than the temple around it. You can see the stonework is quite worn down. But you do find on one side, on the far side, there is what looks like a relief of 3 eyes. But it's quite faded. As you move it around the rest of the town with your remaining kind of 15 minutes or so, you can see it kind of like there's roads that sort of web off of this central temple. You can see there looks to be a building that's like an armory, and you can see the forge light kind of illuminating it. You come across another building that's quite almost looks like a amphitheater. But where the stage would be, you can see there's all of these like wooden beams that have been laid across, and there's egg sacs hanging from them.
Oh gosh.
And then you can see there is, as you come around, there's a number of smaller kind of stone buildings. You get the sense those are likely residences of kind. But you find there is another larger, almost looks like a stable of sorts. But you can see inside, that's where a lot of the giants are. You can see like some of them are carrying carcasses that then are getting cocooned up. And some are then pulling those cocooned carcasses and taking them towards the temple.
Okay, I just want to circle back to that basin and the 3 eyes. That basin, is it similar to the other basins that we have seen? Is the
Quite a bit larger, though.
Is there liquid in it?
Yes, yeah, you saw the liquid kind of splash a bit when they dropped
similar
it.
goo?
Yeah, it did. Look similar.
So the ... relief seemed older than the...
Yeah, the basin
Ula
itself
relief.
looks, looks quite a bit older than the temple around it.
Okay. And, can I glean anything else about that?
You do, as like with your last, I would say with your last 5 minutes or so, you watch as they get like the cocoon, the large cocoon that you saw get dropped in, gets then pulled out, and you see a larger Drider with a big, thick abdomen come over, and like you watch as he very carefully cuts along the cocoon and sinks his teeth in. and it looks like he begins to feast on whatever carcass is inside of it.
So we got a caked up Drider, is what I'm hearing.
Don't be Drider.
How cake? Say when?
Oh, yeah. Big old dump truck.
Yeah, here or
Yeah,
more?
no,
He hasn't said
more.
when.
It's like
He did not
It's
say
like-
when.
it's
That's
almost-
impossible. That's impossible. I'm gonna start again.
it's
I'm gonna start
almost the
again.
size of this table.
Guys,
Like,
Oh wow.
Whoa.
He said a Drider. There's nothing to do
it's a
with
dump
cake.
truck.
And does it look real?
It's cake.
He got
So-
fillers. What a loser.
But I just want to
Spider.
check in
SBL?
about this temple being the most complete. Does it look like these Driders have done a slaughter song where they found something that existed
smart.
and made it their own, or like was this a temple maybe to my roommate that they've repurposed?
You can see by the nature of the reliefs on the wall, and there is a lot of webbing iconography that's been carved into the stonework here, and the stonework of the temple does look not new, but newer and not as worn, nearly as worn as that stone basin. So you get the sense that the temple is likely built around it.
So they've incorporated
It's
it
difficult to
into
tell with your tent.
Can
Difficult to tell
can
if
I
it was
make
built on top of
a
something.
different non-perception check
Okay.
to and you tell me what it is, because I'm not a very smart guy, but I can become one. Basically, can I bust a spell slot to learn something more about it?
You could try. I'll let you make an Arcana check. You can use your charisma to see if
If he
you
was
can.
describing it to me, could I help? Give him the help.
You can give him help, and you're essentially. I'll see if you can tap into some stone cunning.
Okay, sweet.
I'll give you expert help.
I've-
It
I've
does
had
nothing different.
Friend Dwarven, so I'm gonna bust a second level spell slot and be like, oh yeah, I know a thing or two about stones. I remember those. So that's, and you're being very generous and saying I can use charisma. Okay, advantage +9. Oh, yes, 28.
Okay. So you feel yourself kind of tapping in, and you feel that sensation of being in that heavy, thick water as you feel the kind of presence behind you. As you look at the stone with kind of the remaining minutes of your eye, you are immediately sort of drawn to the stonework in a way that you normally wouldn't be, but you are channeling a memory of a dwarf. And you can see where there are foundations of a temple that have been built on top of. And you can see there are columns that have been broken and then repaired with new stone and kind of cracks filled in. And you see there is an idol at one end that looks quite a bit like a Drider. You can see it's a female Drider, kind of backed up onto a web, and you can see that the lines of the webbing continue in relief along all of the stonework around it.
Cool.
So she backed that ass up onto a web, is what I'm hearing.
Well, I would like to relay all of what I found. We're not keeping any secrets. And I'd like to say, there's one of those basins that we found in the lake and in that cave, which I know it's pretty suspicious coming from me, but if we're looking for how to find the sister heart to what's lying in your chest, you tapping into some memories that you don't have access to might be our best bet. Now, how we get past a fucking breeding amphitheater and 400 giants, that's my best guess.
I don't know what their structure is like, but I think we go in for parlay. I think we try and ask, and if we keep that spider silk and we try and climb our way out otherwise.
Do we think that worshippers of a shit-heel liar god would respect the hustle of people trying to sneak in and steal something? Or would they think we were dirty little narc heretics?
They might still respect the hustle, but they could kill us as well.
One of you can try to make a religion check if you want to see if you can identify what that symbol.
Because I feel like I know, but Shy doesn't have that knowledge at all.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
anyone have?
I'm getting a little.
Does anyone have heat metal? I want to try to drop it like it's hot.
Stop
That's gonna
sexualizing
be.
the Dryder.
That's a 10.
10. You have no idea.
Yeah, I'm chat watering, and that's.
Half proficiency. I can't help.
I know you can't help, but you could make your own check, couldn't you?
Watching steam come out of answers.
Designing the entire pantheon and not being able to access this knowledge is.
I guess we'll never know
I
what they
guess we
worship.
never know.
And
I
that's
have very little interest in the gods. We should just move on.
No, you collect evidence instead.
I have proficiency in
The message
religion.
you sent. I thought it was
Can I
very
make a
funny.
check?
Oh
Yes.
No, because the way you framed the question was like.
Esper's collecting evidence.
Well, no, it was like it sounded like Esper was like taking a thing of a god and being like, "This is important to me," and I was like, "No, like he wouldn't give a shit if it was a god thing, if it was evidence. It was evidence. He's into
religion is int or wisdom, because I can do sort of.
This is like it's an intelligence check because you're trying to remember. You're recalling.
Yeah. So it's an 18 on a
Knowledge.
die, a 3 on the guidance, and a +5. So that's a 26.
26.
Hey, yo.
Something twigs for you as it gets described. As you are familiar with the goddess Kruha, which has a very similar symbol, but you've never heard it described with spider fangs or set on a web.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the god that Letters followed later on in his adventures. Didn't you follow Kruha?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it was Kruha, I believe.
I'm not sure he followed her.
But you were a paladin, so I mean, you.
Paladins
They had an
paladins are
agreement.
beholden to an oath, not a god.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
It was more like a
Anyways.
partnership from what I recall from my friend who was a huge nerd and into that shit.
Are you challenging my knowledge on Blackwater, Mark?
No, just my friend was really into the comics and he'd talk about them a lot. His favorite was Letters. I was always, seemed little.
He's dead now, you know.
Letters?
Yes.
I mean, 60 years ago, don't they live like, isn't that like 400 in dog years or something?
Yes, he's dead now.
Yeah.
So,
Have some respect.
Kruha, you said,
Yes, Kruha.
what does that mean?
If we find his body, I could talk to him.
Ooh,
What are we talking about?
Letters.
letters.
Who gives a shit?
We have
It's
to
a
find
fucking
Letters'
mid-
body.
Mark, do you want to go down?
Kruha is a god of.
A god of the web of life. Yeah, the interconnectedness of all living
she's
things, the web
a
of
god
life.
of harvest. Letters talked about oats a lot. I think she has something to do with farming. Oh no, sorry, not farming. It was the life, the renewal of life, the web of life. That's what it was. Spiders,
Spiders.
webs, Kruha.
Good job, Thistle.
Shark bait, Kruha.
So they've made like cruel ha? Is that the vibe? Like they've
Well,
a crude
my
heart.
thing,
they've made
Rulers.
my sense is they've taken the web to mean a literal web, not the interconnectedness of all things, if that's what you're saying, but they've taken it to mean the spider's web as well.
all right.
Setting, if what you said is, I mean, the iconography is important, right? Like putting,
Spider fangs were a part of the Kruha symbol, right?
It was in the the symbol that you are familiar with
Yes.
that Letters used. It was like more bestial.
Yes.
They were less.
But you know what's interesting?
Specifically spiders, right?
Yeah.
Your friend
Yeah.
has an interesting way of convincing people to do his bidding by not always being upfront about his intentions.
Yeah.
So it is possible that the Kruha thing might be what he is presenting to them so that they continue to, you said they were bringing bodies.
You're saying Bula is co-opting
No, I'm saying
Bulak?
your,
Oh,
who we can't talk about,
my roommate.
is telling them that they are honoring Kruha by bringing
Bodies in the
bodies
basin.
and memories to the basin.
Do we
Do you want to go down?
know if you have to drink that liquid straight from the source, or if someone could bottle it and you could then?
I think we have to touch it. I don't know. We've never drank it.
Well, so he's
Goes up your nose.
dipped. He's dipped the cocoon in the goo like a bicky into tea, and then he's like slurping it down.
You watched as he cut it open and then fed on the corpse inside.
But the corpse did go
Was
in.
dunked in
Dunked.
and then taken out.
It's like a
Gave the memories.
marinade.
Yeah, it's sort of a
It's like
Tim
fish
Tam.
sauce.
Biggies and tea. I love it. Tim Tam Slam.
Give a
Days.
slam Tim Tam style. Give the memories, and then take the body for feasting.
Do you want to go down there, Mark?
I personally, absolutely. But beyond my own personal interest, we don't really have a lead for where we can find
This is true.
the Whaler tree. But every time that Thistle has touched the goo, he's gotten revelations relevant to his past, and I don't have a better idea currently.
I mean, the goo is scary as shit, but it's been helpful. I don't like sharing more than we need to with your roommate, Mark, but it is helpful.
I don't think, none of you have to touch the goo.
I know.
And Thistle also hasn't agreed, so
I mean, I think we should go down there. Partially because we can't tell if 3 of the 8 eyes on the spider belong to so-and-so.
You think that may be
Well, I mean, there could be 3, and then if there's
another 5?
5 more, that would be it.
I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, I do
Shizzle.
say.
I do declare.
I can't do that accent when I try, so I don't know where that came from.
Well,
But I think we should go down.
then we've got this spider silk rope. We can use this grappling line to get down.
is there any way that we want to present ourselves? Like, do we want to go...
Disguise.
Like, this is the question. Do we want to go in, hey, hello? Because I have officially seen our dumpy associate, so I could send to him. Or do we want to do a sneaky in Spider Town and be cool little adventurers about it?
My sense is
I like sneaky.
I think sneaky is pretty cool. But
and if we trip something and we get webbed, they're not going to look twice because that's just a meal.
I think it'll be that they'll be like, yeah, we respect the hustle of you sneaking around. Now you die for sneaking around. Like,
Yeah.
but we're so compelling.
it's
I'd
It's
rather
like-
be compelling up front and parlay and have the best chance forward. And if they try and eat us, we can fight our way out.
it's like there's a lot of war gods where it's like, the worship of the war god is like, I like it when people do war honorably. The end result of war is death, and so it's like, I liked how you did war honorably, but I worship this dude who's like about decapitation, so you're still getting decapitated. It's even if you do the thing that the god is down with, it still doesn't end well.
All right, so
Is it maybe,
half of us go in up front.
Go ahead, Miri. Go ahead, Miri.
what about like doing a vibe check with sending? Like,
Okay.
it's not gonna know where it's coming from.
Yeah. What do you want me to say? Like, hello, sorry we killed a couple giants. They tried to kill us first, but we'd love to talk to you about Kruha.
Or we say, we are looking for Yadira, and Vek Brekar said that the only person who could possibly put us in contact with her was Violet,
The Violet Spider Lord.
so the Violet Spider Lord.
Third option.
That he would know better than the other suitors who've come by.
Do we think this guy's as much of a chump as
Maybe
Vek Brekar?
just suggest we might be on the same side and let him interpret that how he will.
Third option, you seem to be leaning towards wanting to play off some trickery. You could present yourself as a higher being delivering a message, and we could be envoys to not be harmed.
From who?
Look, mate, I think
Oh.
people who have an empire know what sending is. Like, you can trick some peasant folk into, like, they're hearing voices, they should probably, you know, abandon what they've got and, like, leave for a while, and then you can fuck around in the cabin.
Most
but,
of the time when you
like,
send
wizards
someone
and
you've
shit.
met,
Yeah.
this person has no concept of how you possibly could have the capacity to send to him.
No, absolutely. Look, I love the idea of being like, you don't know who I am, but, like, I'm in your head. I just don't think through...
You're gonna, before you send, though, we can't assume that he speaks common.
Oh,
He's a
he
learned
speaks
man.
common, yes.
You don't know that.
I wanted to try.
He spoke
Okay.
with Vec. Vec and them have communicated.
Here's my question.
Vec doesn't strike me as the person who knows more than 2 languages, which is a stretch already.
Here's my question. Do we pretend that we are aligned with Yadira?
I think we pretend we are aligned with Kruha.
You could, yeah, I don't know. You could, I feel like letting people sort of assume that you're on the same side and project how they feel onto what you're saying is always a good way when you don't know where you stand with them.
Yeah, go neutral.
Go neutral,
Okay.
suggest we're on the same side.
What does that look like, though? How would you heist this?
I've been something like I've been given information that we may be on the same side. We're looking for Yadira, and
Great.
Even something along the lines of, we're looking for a Yadira, we've been sent to you.
Okay.
Yep.
Just neutral.
our goals might align.
Do I want to acknowledge that we are the ones who killed that giant?
No.
No.
Doesn't
No.
matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
No.
I mean, the one who saw us do it did escape down the tunnel. He knows who
And-
we are.
To be fair, they attacked us first.
Yeah, it doesn't have to come up in the first message.
So
Maybe we say, despite our rocky start,
No.
You're messaging the one that fired at you.
No, I would message the gentleman that I've seen with my eye.
Oh, yes,
who
okay,
was eating
louder.
the cookie?
Yeah.
Don't mention the giants.
So it's something to the effect of, hello, we are...
I am.
I am
Looking for Yadira.
looking for Yadira.
I've heard you might have information on where she is.
And we might be able to help.
I think the phrasing.
And we might be able to help each other. We got it,
I
yes.
think the phrasing, we were sent to you.
Yeah, we were sent to you.
And we might be able to help each other.
Do we want we or I?
I think we. There's
Say
more
we,
of
because
us.
there's more of us down here.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you prefer I?
I think eyes more gives us more options.
Well, then we can potentially present Mark as like the head of things, because if he's going to find more information, especially about your roommate, I would be happy to.
Gonna cast sending.
Back you
We're
up
doing a
for
we.
that.
Yes?
yes, we.
I?
What?
Singular.
I'm so confused.
All opposed, say I. All in favor, say we. All right?
In favor of saying I?
Nay.
If you're in favor of saying I, say
Does
we.
we, yes.
We
In favor of saying
So
we.
we're French now.
What?
We.
See.
Say I, Mark.
So that's a vote for the we. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Wait, fuck. What's this guy's title?
Try to summer.
No. The Violet Spider Lord Lodrith.
Lodrith the Violet Spider.
The caked up spider lord.
Don't call him Caked Up Spider Lord.
Yo,
We're going with we?
Dump truck.
bubble.
Yo,
Dump truck.
See, okay.
Yo, dumpy spider.
Lodra.
Lodrith.
Already off to a great start.
He would have known
He
what.
would have.
No way! He
Tim,
said
he would've
Lodra. That's hilarious.
No. Just it counts as a second later if you go.
Second word.
It came through static.
That counts. If you go.
Got it.
If
So
you
let
go
him do it. Let him
if
do
you go-
it. Let him do it.
Lodra. I'm going to make the bond with this fucking guy.
Yes.
What's his fucking title? The
Violet spider lord.
Violet Spider Lord Lodrith.
The Violet Spider Lord. I have been sent to you. I am looking for the witch Yadira. I believe we may be able to help.
You hear back. see you. Where are you hiding? And Yadira is a queen, no witch. Come, speak with me.
I relay that. Good start. He didn't even catch that. I fucked up his name.
I think it's a bad start. He mentioned the mistitling Yadira might have done us.
You have more information.
We do.
I think we have to go. I think we have to go.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I could
think
go by myself.
I don't think that was up for debate. I think it was the style in which we go into the hole.
Sneaky
Well,
style or face style?
no.
I could
he's
become
now-
an animal,
we've
and
now
I
t-
will go down into the hole by myself.
No, you're not going down the hole
Mark
by
can
yourself.
create that eye. He can keep
I've been
an eye
keeping
on
track
me.
of how many times you can become an animal today. You're done, so you can't. You became a bear, flip the bones.
I know.
Okay.
We can adjust the party numbers, though. I can be invisible. We can play some trickery on how we present ourselves.
I could also make him an animal.
Do we want? But then he has dum-dum brain.
I can only do dum dum animal.
Do we want to send back to, secure safe passage? Or
I think at this point, my sense is that I don't know much about dealing with people, but if it's anything like you got to get a written contract that we will have safe passage through, and you be careful with your wording, because if they'll fuck you over on a technicality.
We have no leverage,
None.
and we would be going down into Spider City.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know about y'all, but I did get shot by arrows, and that was very unpleasant.
I think we should maybe take an hour and then we go down.
I hate to suggest it, but maybe you should ask your roommate.
What?
He might have some insight into the relationship that he has with Lodrith. I doubt that he has not got information that could help us, or insight that could help us with his well being down there. And maybe the well isn't even in use. It doesn't have any of its usual caretakers. Maybe it is a defunct well.
I'm not sure. It needs the caretakers.
I don't know, we've never seen one without them. The old one was literally converting people into caretakers. So maybe just check with your roommate.
All right. Sounds like we're not going to follow up with the man downstairs. Sounds like we at least need to take a little rest and staunch our wounds. I can check in. I think I can do that. We should probably find a safe place to hide.
All right, I'll find us a good little nesty hole.
And I will try and
Survival
find us
check.
somewhere safe.
Help action and guidance. No, I can't do both. They're both in action. I can do both.
I can guidance.
And you're gonna do
Help and a bardic, which I can do together. These are
D6?
two different actions. Yeah.
Yeah, parent shit.
Alrighty, so that is a natural 20 on the dice.
Oh.
That is a 6 on the bardic. That is a 2 on the guidance.
28
And
plus.
that is a plus 8, so that's a 36
You
survival.
find the perfect little hidey hole.
And in the hidey hole is a tunnel that leads directly to the cave.
Directly to the cave.
No, they'll come up through that. That's bad. Have you read the
No, but
Hobbits?
it's secluded and it goes directly to the goo, but only we
Doug,
can access
Only
it.
one way.
Don't let Tim Helm's Deep us again.
Not out the way. You find a wonderful spot under a nearby tree that is quite hidden. Actually, you managed to spot it just because you know what you're looking for. But you open it up and you can see that there is plenty of room for all of you. There's even room for a few of you to lie down at a time. It's quite well hidden, but you still have a good solid view of the hole.
And we're just short resting, correct?
Yep.
All right.
I think because Esper helps a lot, and I think Esper helps a lot with the things that like don't necessarily make sense for Esper to be good at. Like there's a lot of the skills that he probably has because of the ghost.
Yeah.
I feel like Esper's help looks like the aid that he receives being transferred over. Like it's basically just being like, go help my friend, please.
Yeah.
Like he entreats the spirits that help him to go help his friends.
Question. Did we
We have not rested since we used last hit dice.
we have not rested since we used the last one.
No.
We need to sleep at
All
some
right.
point soon.
It's true because you didn't
been-
have a rest overnight
We've been over 24
from Slaughter
hours.
Song. So yeah, you are coming up on some exhaustion.
I think we should maybe take a night. Because we are coming up on 24
Rested
hours.
now, you'd be in midday. You'd wake up in the middle of the night, like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, but if we short rest now, we
Yes.
might be exhaustion point before the day's
You
done.
take a nap and then you try to go to sleep, and it's.
Oh, it's
Okay.
I mean, we are in a sneaky little area. Is this?
I think this is a safe space
Good place as
to
any.
stay.
We like that. That's a fun idea.
We're taking an extended long nap.
Well, no, we're
situation.
doing like a long rest.
Yes, but it's
But
a
I will
nap.
get
It's
up in the
middle of day.
morning. We can have a
Yeah, we're doing
little
like
bite to eat, a little lay down, and then
we're just
go to
hanging
bed.
out here until night, then sleeping.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna take a little hang out.
Essentially,
A little
Yeah.
siesta.
and
A
then-
long rest.
Do
then
we
rest
want to
till
rest
morning.
this close to the hole?
How close are we to the home?
You're probably about 100 feet away.
That's
You have a good view on it, but it's not right up on
And
you.
we're like quite hard to see.
Yeah.
then I
All
think
right, I feel pretty confident.
All right.
And I would can I do like another survival check to try and like camouflage us with the help of Mark and his fabric?
I would say with your natural 20, it is quite camouflaged.
Okay.
Like the way the kind of the underbrush has kind of fallen over these roots. It looks solid, but in fact there is a hollow that's been dug out.
I have an idea, Thistle, as well.
Yes.
As a part of the like survival check to find this place, I'll have cast Pass Without a Trace to like not leave tracks to go back and undo our tracks. So it's like it's not that I have to like figure out how to not leave tracks while I'm.
Yeah.
So like I think Thistle would be involved in that.
Yes, I can help with
Forest
that.
craft.
Yeah.
Basically removing our tracks so nothing leads to this part
Yeah,
of this
yeah.
point either.
While this is
Perfect.
happening, I'd like to cast Commune as a ritual. Yeah, which I'm gonna do by. Mira's gonna go down to the riverbank
Okay.
and close her eyes and plug her nose and stick her face into the water and open her mouth.
Okay.
Wait until something bad happens.
Well, it's poisonous waters.
Like facing.
What are you trying to
Upstream.
commune with?
I'm trying to commune with Nadari.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no.
God.
So you stick your face
Yeah.
in this river with your mouth open.
Fodari.
You're just gonna take some damage.
Yeah.
You take 10 points of poison damage.
And whole off.
And a dead fish fully goes in your mouth.
Okay.
And you almost choke as you kind of, and you like the water shoots out of your nose as you try to rip this gross, rotting fish out of your mouth.
I don't know. Would I like feel that this was working?
Yeah, you hear the kind of laughter like.
Okay. Glad that worked. I'm running out of ideas. Are you okay? Because that was weird last time.
What do you mean, dear?
You were kind of mean to me, and then
When?
okay. I'm gonna look into that. Something spoke in your voice. Unless you're lying to me now, which I'm not convinced you're not, but I'm gonna just believe you because that's easier.
What did they say?
They said, oh, what was the phrasing?
I don't know if I wrote it
It
down.
was like, why? I'm sure I'd remember it. It
You'll
was,
definitely want to say the bit about the pain in your ear.
it was like a pain in my ear and kind of made fun of me for like asking a stupid question.
You get 3 questions.
Yeah.
You've used up your 3 questions.
Okay.
You don't hear
She knows now, though, which is good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the group.
Lidari.
Yeah. I'd need to.
It's like a radar, right?
Lidar. Nadari.
I need to spend like 30 minutes fully in like stretching. Essentially, Shai has like a 30-minute stretching routine, which allows me to regain all my key points.
Cool.
Or my focus points back. I'm gonna do that first.
Okay.
And then I'll do the short rest, regain all my focus points, and then I will. I won't roll any hit dice, but then I'll kind of go amble through the rest of my.
Okay.
Towards the long rest. I'm also happy to take a watch when we get to sleeping time. I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good actually. So happy to take a
Wild shape, is that long rest or short rest, right?
short rest.
Short rest.
I'm not sure. Off the top of my head,
think it's
I'm not
short
sure.
rest.
Pretty sure it's a short rest.
As sort of bunking down, Thistle recommended I get in touch with my roommate, and this is the first time Mark's really tried to reach out to something this specific. And Tim, we talked a little bit about the casting of the spell. Can I pull the trigger on it? Yeah. Okay. And so Mark is going to sit in a little hollow, kind of like the night after the wind ghosts. Sort of sit facing the wall, and he's going to try and recall how that basin got there and like what's become of it. And it's really far back there. Like he's really reaching for it. And at first it's like this really active trying to remember. And that's not quite working. You can't quite force the memory. And so then Mark is going to relax. And there's that feeling when you like really relax, where it's not sad tears, but it's like relaxation tears. But they're thicker.
Oh God.
And they're this sort of transparent gray. And as those sort of roll down, well, you tell me what occurs to Mark as he is going to cast Legend Lore as an aberrant spell.
Cool.
As you reach your mind back and you open the door, you feel that weight on your skin as if you're submerged. As your eyes close, you can feel the light shifting as if it is underwater, as the image in front of you shifts. And you see this basin being pulled across the ground, great ropes around it, being dragged by these massive creatures that look similar to the guardians you saw originally around with the 3 eyes, but much, much larger, almost giant size. As you watch them haul this basin up onto a stone plinth, and you can see around it these large stone columns that reach all the way to the top of the cavern, forming almost like a natural circle. And you can hear the dripping of water from the ceiling to this stone floor. And you watch as the stone basin lands on this plinth. These 4 creatures gather round. And you watch them start to undulate their body. And as they start to do it in rhythm, you watch as liquid starts to pour out of their mouths. This great torrent of this thick water into this basin. And you watch as this happens over what feels like almost days pass in this memory. You watch their bodies start to shrivel and dry and finally collapse, each one of them, as the water in this basin slowly finds calm. And their bodies fall to the ground. And it's almost as if a time lapse begins as their bodies start to slowly decay and disappear until there's nothing left on the ground. The basin remains. As you come to.
It's exhausting recalling something that far back.
Your muscles ache.
Yeah. I don't think they need guardians. I think, my dear friend, put the basin there to be discovered.
Oh.
An outreach program.
Yes. I think he may be using the Driders as much as the Driders are using him.
Symbiosis. Creatures that exist in parallel with each other. We have those. We have tons of those in Kishira.
Yes. That's what I know. And I'll also relay any of those details if that, so y'all characters know as much as you know. For those keeping track at home, Tim and I have worked out a deal that rather than costing the material components, which are gold pieces, for me to cast that spell, it is a level of exhaustion instead.
Whoa.
So I'm very tired.
So sleepy.
Gonna go to bed.
Best get some rest, Mark.
I can take a watch. Take first watch.
All right.
Yes, I will also. Take first watch.
You can make your perception checks.
Guidance. Myself.
Sure you want to cast a spell in front of all of us?
Yes. I'm flexing on you, Mark. You're too tired to cast spells.
21.
21.
What was it? Sorry, perception.
This is so tiny.
I know, but the filigree is so pretty. Jen gave me that one.
Need a telescope.
21.
21. You both sit through the early evening. As night falls, you see Estra kind of rise into the sky towards the end of your watch. Kind of a faint blue light trickles through the canopy. It is relatively quiet. There's a few carcasses you see float down the river. They look like they're animals as they just float along.
Is there any animal life in the woods?
You hear some, yep. You hear some in the distance. None in the immediate area.
None near the riverbank.
You hear some birds and things like that and insects, but you don't see any larger wildlife coming to the banks of the river or anywhere near this sort of rocky clearing.
Certainly not to drink.
Yeah. But it is quiet. It is relatively peaceful.
Have you, and this is maybe a memory thing for M, have you told anybody about your relationship with Van Dyne?
I think he's told people that he had a relationship, but I don't think he's ever mentioned
That it was Van Dyne.
that it was Van Dyne.
I don't think so.
Okay, no,
was
I
just
don't
wondering.
think so. I think he's said something to allude to it to Mark before.
Yeah.
I don't think he's named it, but I think he said something about the moon to him once before.
Something like that.
But I don't think he's named who
Mark
or
doesn't
which.
kiss and tell. That's right by the chest.
I don't think Mark remembers. He remembers everything, but he also just
He's
doesn't.
also
I
played
think
by me.
Thistle said he was in. Thistle said he was in love once.
Yes.
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 Just wanted to make sure before I asked questions that I didn't have the knowledge.
Oh, you want to talk about the moon?
I think
say
I would.
in character out of nowhere.
I think no. Put it that way.
Thistle.
No, put it this way. I think I would see Thistle kind of like watching.
I would
the
definitely
moon.
clock which moon is up.
Yeah.
You up?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's pretty
it's
funny.
Thistle is texting, being like, I know you're up. Why won't you answer my text?
I see you.
And Shy does
And
do
then
the little.
Van Dyne texts
No, don't say that.
What's
don't
up?
say that.
Van Dyne texts back and goes, "That's not me. That's my sister." And he goes,
Oh, that's very I'm so sorry.
The wrong note. This is a new phone.
Who this?
I think Shy would see Thistle looking up at the moon as well. Are you worried about Ria's shackles too?
Yes, very concerned.
Okay.
About all the moons.
I don't know anything about the other two really.
This
Estra.
Ezra.
You're worried about that moon too.
Yes. This Esther.
That's not its name.
Say it again.
Estra.
Estra.
Yeah.
Very concerned about it.
Why?
I don't know what it does. I know what the other two do. Ruiz, Tides of Magic. Van Dyne, Tides of Time.
Estra's just the tides.
Of like water.
Yeah.
It can't be that mundane.
It's
Surely.
really, no, we clock it all the time in Keshara. It's a really important moon for us. We have to think about when we go out fishing, when we send people out.
Yes, but it doesn't quite compare to time and magic now, does it?
Says you who lives on land.
No, but Estra is only important to water and where you live by water.
The
The
tides
other
are
two are. I mean,
okay.
This guy hates the fucking moon.
I don't hate it, it's hiding something.
What do
It
you
must
mean?
do more than just water.
I mean, I'm sure it does other
It has
things. But
secrets.
why are you so convinced that a celestial body has secrets?
Well, we found out the one is a blood clot of a dragon.
Yeah.
Yes, and the other one, don't get me started on the other one,
Well, what do you mean? Don't get me started on the other one.
is Tides of Time.
Van Dyne.
Van Dyne Tides of Time, it rhymes.
Yeah.
Makes it doubly powerful.
Okay. Thistle.
Exactly. Viper of the Sky.
That was a deep cut, eh?
Such a deep cut.
But this one, Ezra,
Estra.
Estra.
But things can be mundane, Thistle. Not everything has to be super important.
I don't know about that. Not with the moon.
So boomer.
"What?
Nothing.
What did you say?"
He's
So
like
boomer
coded.
They can't just be pyramids. There's burying dead people in there.
Somebody's been watching too much History Channel.
It's gotta have something to do with aliens. For sure.
Did they look underneath the pyramids? I'm just saying.
Extensive.
They line up perfectly with the stars.
Dude, they haven't carbonated the stones.
They're the top of obelisk. Anyways,
Okay.
getting off topic.
Dude,
Hot
mountains
water.
are trees.
Hot water. I think things can just be what they are. Not everything has secrets.
Not in my experience.
Yes, I pull my wand out.
Wait.
Yo, wrong sister.
Point it. Nothing happens.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
too far
wink
away.
at you, but
The wand or the moon?
the wand.
The whole moon.
King?
It's too far.
Really
It's
quick
too far away.
lunar eclipse.
It's too far away.
Okay.
Best use the ones.
Well, in any case, Thistle, I appreciate you keeping an eye on the moon cycle as well. I'm just... Riaz hasn't risen since we've been, at least not here, since we left my mom, so,
You're worried that what will happen when it does rise.
yeah. I mean, I know she's in the best place possible, but... Yeah.
Yeah, the moons are interesting. My experience has led me to believe we're allowed me to come to the understanding that they aren't just things. They have personality. They have wants, desires, motives. So it is curious. Riaz started as a someone. And I feel like some part of who that person was must still live on in that moon. And she went up there to protect the rest of us. I can't imagine that it harbors any desire to harm us.
At least not on purpose.
Be interesting to meet this Riaz sometime.
Looked very beautiful by all accounts. Very, very cool. Do you think, I don't know a lot about, like, how moons come into being or existence or anything like that. Do you think the other two, like, rose off the ground? Or were made of the ground as well?
I don't know.
Now, come on, Thistle, you know everything.
I don't know what that Ezra is up to.
Esther.
Esther.
And it's up to the tides. That's what it is.
That's what they say.
Okay, Thistle.
When we find out what it is really up to, you're gonna have egg on your face.
What that suggests, though, is that Esther is the only moon that actually has a gravitational influence on.
The Earth.
It controls the tides of gravity.
It's the only it's the only actual
He doesn't think that's important.
it's the only actual moon.
Yeah.
Is Van Dyne not a moon?
It's the moon of tides of time.
Controls the
It's-
tides of time.
I think it's just a real moon and the other two are magic, but
I don't know.
One's a big rock.
I think gravity is a little bit magic. I don't know.
listen, gravity
I've
is,
never seen it.
Gyromancy?
Gravity,
Well, my thinking
gravity
with
is
Riaz,
time. So
Graviturgy.
My thinking with Riaz was it was so small that it couldn't have it's small and close, so
quite
it
a
doesn't
small.
have any gravitational influence.
yeah.
But Van Dyne is the biggest one, right?
It's so
either
big.
Weird that,
So
right?
big.
It's
It's
so
ju-
big it pulls on time.
Because
Which is gravity.
Here's the thing. We would still have tides if the moon didn't exist, and it would be Jupiter that would be controlling them. Like, that's how big a thing can be and be so far away that it can still influence tides.
Pretty crazy.
So I'm like, is Van Dyne just like a ball of light? Like,
Does Van Dyne come up at all?
Not this evening.
Not this evening, no, so it's just Esther.
It's giving 3-body problem.
it's giving 3-body problem, dude.
I think we would just kind of like watch, at least I would just kind of watch the moon, like half an eye on the forest and half an eye up on the sky.
Astra.
Estra, that's right. You think after 1,000 years of standing under it, you'd
I've ascended to
I was a little distracted.
by what?
The other moons. The ones that did something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
Do
Thistle.
I have Estra in the Feywild?
That's why
No.
he didn't grow up with it, so that's why
Yeah,
he's
no, I
convinced
don't. I
it's
don't
not.
believe you do.
We actually didn't have Estra.
I now have a theory.
We didn't have Estra
Save it for chat water.
in the other where I'm
I'll
from.
forget it.
Write it down.
Write it down for chat water.
So you didn't have, you just
We
had,
didn't have the suspicious Ezra.
you just had Van Dyne.
Van Dyne
And Riaz, right?
No Riaz.
Riaz was in the Feywild?
No Riaz.
No, I don't believe so.
no, just Van Dyne.
So you just spent your time under one moon.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I don't have the
right.
information to pry
Do you
it
think
more
the
than-
other moons are as hot as Van Dyne?
I'm sorry, what?
I think they're all quite cold.
I
Like
think-
subjectively.
Would you fuck a moon?
Can I?
It's giving
I
me
feel
Rick and Morty
no,
vibes. Like I
feel like
fucked the planet.
I feel like I need to roll.
He is so close to being a conspiracy nut. It's great.
Absolutely.
I feel like I need to roll.
You
an
need to
insight-
roll whether or not this is just typical Thistle crazy.
You would be surprised how many conspiracy conversations do devolve into is the moon hot enough to fuck?
Absolutely. We're talking about the lights.
Listen,
dark
dude.
side.
Why is there all those holes in the cheese if they don't want you to fuck it? That's all I'm saying.
Wraithwar was an inside job.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Yeah, but what are you rolling to see?
No, I was like,
You find it unfuckable. Really fuckable. You just discovered a new kink.
What did you roll for?
oh my god, I wanted to roll to see if I could put together that you were like, I was gonna say something, but then you all talked over me. That like, if I could put together that there was something that was connecting you more to Van Dyne than anything else.
Sorry, run by me again what you
It's like an insight. You're basically making an insight check. Like, it's weird you're so fixated on these moons.
Oh, okay.
And, like, you're not talking about Van Dyne, really. You're like, whatever. What
then
about this fucking blue one? It's weird that you're not talking about
Yes,
Van
you can
Dyne.
put it together that there's something.
For some reason, you don't want to talk about Van Dyne.
I think Shy, like, taking that information would just, like, chalk that up on another thing of the list that, like, things that Thistle would rather not talk about. And I'm going to put that in a little pocket and save it for
My
later.
cholesterol.
Oh, if there's a plant version of his cellulose, I feel like.
There is a plan version of
I
That
don't
is
know
true.
about it.
I don't want to talk about my cellulose.
Cleric doesn't know shit. All right, the rest of your
Yes.
watch passes quietly. Who's taking second watch?
I feel like, if anyone else wants extra sleep, but I'm kind of nervous being by the spider hole, so like,
I can take
Mark
one.
would be down
Okay.
to,
I can take it.
yeah.
Do you want to do a try watch?
Try watch.
Try watch.
Try watch.
Amazing.
Yanis's notebook is devolving into a pure conspiracy war.
Astra, suspicious moon,
Only tides.
It's very Pepe
I mean-
Sylvia.
only tides. If she needs to pick up some extra funds.
Hey!
There's always only tides.
real
All right,
work.
you
It's
three can
real
make
work.
perception check, group perception check for me.
Sick.
I'm very sleepy, so I'm just here for vibes.
I would have slept off that
Just want to be a
exhaustion.
part of it, you know?
I also died.
That's right, you did.
A nasty little 20.
Nasty little 20.
18.
18, okay. The Estra does set during your watch, and you see the stars are out. It's a fairly clear night up in the sky.
Is anyone suspicious of that moon?
I find it very fuckable.
It quickly disappears.
No moons. Tim takes the moons away.
And there's a tsunami.
Sky giveth the sky to
Many people die.
But you watch. You keep an eye on the spider hole. And it's quite quiet. It's quite fuckable. Sorry.
Big. It's a big hole.
Like the moons, I'm out of here. I quit.
But no, your watch does pass quietly, and you don't see anything come out of the spider hole, and nothing by the river. You hear just a few insects. That's about it. Until the kind of morning light comes.
I'm happy to just wait this
And
one
the morning
out.
light
Yeah.
comes.
Unless?
I was just gonna be like, how are you? You die? You went
Yeah, we're
down?
fine. Yeah, morning pass.
No, you're being avoidant.
What?
When unconscious.
What?
You good?
Yeah. Errors.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
Do you want to go in the spider hole? Spider hole, right? You want to flash forward?
Sure.
you don't like talking to us? We never have 3% conversations.
Okay, what do you want to talk about? Let's dig into
It's
it.
always two people having deep and meaningful
always-
conversations.
That's the thing, it's always
As
a
soon as you
one-to-one.
add a third in, it becomes absolutely unbearably uncomfortable.
It doesn't need to be.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I can just fill all the space
Yeah.
with words. Like these ones that are coming out of my mouth still. Go?
I feel like
We're approaching another basin. How are you doing?
the three of us
Yeah?
are maybe the worst person to like do this new pilot project.
No, I'm convinced we
Of
can
a
make this
three-person
interesting.
conversation.
I have some spell slots left.
Three people have conversed before in the world. I'm sure of it. I have no proof, but I'm sure it's happened.
Anyone want me to polymorph them into a squirrel or something for fun? For
That can
like a
be.
little bit?
Oh, for fun. Feels like a bit of a waste. I was gonna say when we go down there.
Well, I've got a little energy left and we'll, you know.
No, you just slept.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we're not
Go
going back
fresh.
to sleep.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. I could if you like really wanted me to though.
Have you?
Dared me.
You've.
You've been down to the. Have you done all goos?
I've did.
You've been present
Yeah.
for all goos,
I've done
right?
three goos.
Yeah.
3 goos.
I think we've had 3.
No, the
goos.
first the first goo was down under the Correction
Yeah.
Correction worship, which Mary had just joined.
Oh,
us
we
for.
Yeah.
He just joined us.
Yeah.
All goos.
All
This would be
goos.
goo number 3, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
This will be goo number 3, yeah.
I mean, if you
Are we excited for the goo? Is there anything you want to see in particular?
Yeah, well, it's what I want to hear.
What?
I don't know. Sometimes listen, it feels like it's been 3 weeks of just pure torment. These past however long it's been since
You've actually never been fighting better.
before slaughter.
Like I've been super impressed. It's like wow, Esper's
Rare.
hit his stride.
What do we think we're gonna see in these basins?
Are you both gonna get gooey?
Yeah, well, if I can.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. We've only gotten useful information from it in the
That's
past.
what I keep saying.
Yeah, you all. Are you? Yeah, I don't know.
I just think Thistle's a
Just
little
because
anti-goo.
the information is useful doesn't mean it's not also dangerous.
Are you not worried, Mark?
I suppose I am worried, but it would feel, I guess, worried but necessary is I guess how it feels. Like it would feel wrong to not touch the goo. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, maybe. Like, there's a lot of things in life where there's a trade-off and you get some pros and some cons, but what would happen if you didn't?
I think there's just a reality that I'm if I were to not touch the goo, I think I'd be pretending like I'm normal. The fact is that I'm like this and I have company all the time, and I can either pretend that that's not how I am, or I can try and meet it, and maybe, I don't know, figure out something to do with it, because as long as I don't know what it is, then that makes me terribly worried.
I think I'd do the same. Would you?
Have you talked to us about the Nadari stuff at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm also someone who has company all the time. But I think mine seems a little less intrusive.
Do you, because they're localized, right? They're the spirits from where you are.
Yeah, the way I think kind of what happened was, I think I got my soul was like a cloth being pushed into water.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it came back with some absorbency.
I guess what I'm asking is, if you stay in one place, which I know is not usually your style, do you become familiar with the locals?
It's a great question. I haven't stayed still long enough to find out. The few times that I did stay in a place for, months or so, I wasn't quite this in touch. I think similar to you, the veil between myself and my guests is becoming thinner the more we travel.
Do you ever see anyone you recognize?
Yeah, once. Back at Skylar.
Scalar?
Sealer.
Oh, Cycler?
Cycler.
Yeah.
Back at Cycler.
Where?
The village that we we went to a while back, actually. Before we met you. I saw my brother. Or something that looked like him.
Something.
I recently had a vision of my brother given to me by an old, by an ex, when I was gone. And it showed him killing me.
Your brother?
Yeah, the friend, the ex, she gave me something that would show me how I would die. And so either this thing didn't work, or my brother is either dead, either back from the dead, or was never as dead as I originally thought.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Wait, how can you tell that it works, this thing?
You remember socks? What? You remember socks?
Mr. Benedict, yes.
Yeah. You know,
Senor Ben.
Monsieur.
when I left,
Monsieur.
remember I told you, he gave me the nug,
Yeah,
and it made me want to leave.
yeah.
The person that made that was my ex. The things that she makes tend to work. I don't know for certain, but if my brother is back or comes back, there's only one person responsible, or who could be.
Gideon.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's on our list.
Gideon thinks he owns not our bodies but our souls. Especially mine, because it holds power. Like I said, I touched the other side and absorbed some. In Gideon's eyes, that belongs to him, and I'm stealing from him just by drawing breath.
Who does your soul belong to?
Oh, I have no idea. I thought me. Still think that.
I don't agree with Gideon. My soul is my own.
Right, of course, yes.
As is yours, Mark.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Your eyebrow did a weird thing there. Your eyebrow did a weird thing when you said absolutely.
Yeah?
Kind of went for a little walkabout.
Mark, things can influence your mind. Things can influence your actions, your body. But who you are is always yours.
Oh, that's weird. I actually don't agree.
Interesting.
Expand.
I think you are what you do at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what's in your mind. You're the only one who knows that. It has no effect on the world.
In a world where we have mind control, where they can make you do stuff, I think that's...
But what does it matter? Maybe it's just semantics, but what does it matter? If you're mind controlled your entire life and you don't get to be you, then what is you even... You has no effect on the world. What does that matter?
Isn't that a question for you to know as a cleric? Like, isn't that your whole deal?
I mean, kind of.
So I think you're the ref right now. You get to decide. We ask the questions and you tell us what God thinks, right? Have I misunderstood the
One
job?
God thinks.
Yeah, I'll take one.
I don't know what she thinks. She makes no sense. I'm getting really confused. I'm getting extremely mixed messages.
Then your answer should also not make sense, right?
Huh?
Aren't you following in the path of your God? If your God is...
Maybe something along the lines of, you are only the bananas you eat. I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because you're like, it's just you, right?
I think so.
Okay, well, let's get some groundswell. Like, I think if you're like, time to get more Nadari...
No, we're into Nadari up at my favourite place in the world, whose name I'm...
Kara.
Skalarn.
Skalarn. They weren't in a diary.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like,
We knew Nadari.
there's like a lot of gods out here. Fucking Kruha down here being like web caked up. We love that the pitch is easy.
Yeah.
We've got, the death gods and the gods of making. There's no gods who are like, I commit to the bit.
Well, I guess that's me. Am I the only one who thinks that if your mind controls your whole life and you have no agency, then you didn't really exist?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Okay.
I'm saying, but that is because the person that they are was never allowed to exist.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that Mark wasn't controlled his whole life and does have a personhood that he owns.
Yeah, but also the choices you make might affect whether you get to exist or not.
Always.
We're not letting you die the way that you think you're gonna die. It'll be something else.
I hope so. The vision was pretty fucking grim.
That can't be right.
It could, well, in fairness, that vision could just be the next way I die. It hasn't stuck yet.
It's a way you die, maybe
Yeah.
not the way.
But it was soon?
I don't know.
How old?
I looked similar.
Yeah, that... Okay.
Wait, no,
I was from my perspective, wasn't it?
Yeah, you don't
I don't
know how
I
you
didn't
look.
see myself.
Could have been in your past.
Your brother looked like an adult.
Yeah.
It was said that Shoshana, Jess as Shoshana asked how old did he look, and Tim said not much older than he is now, but I don't know if Shosh shared that information with you.
Yeah, I don't think that was shared.
Maybe not.
I
Classic
think
Shoshana.
Shoshana.
Listen,
So toxic.
I've died more times than I can count, and none of them have stuck, so maybe this is just the next one in the chain.
I fucking hate when things happen more times than you can count. Happens all the fucking time.
Especially really big things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna...
Obnoxious.
I miss just going shopping. We haven't done that in a while.
It's alright. You tell the person what you want, they go out and get it for you. Like, it's
I
overrated.
love shopping. You get so excited. The last couple times we've gone into a store,
Yeah, I do.
you get so excited.
And the last proper shop we did, we found a shop
Let's
with
go
a machine that gave us
spider
a
shopping.
wish.
You know those spiders
Yeah.
are like in
They're
really
little
like
freaks.
silkware.
They have some freaky stuff.
They're
down there.
absolutely.
Maybe we can get you some new drip down
They
there.
are
Let's
all.
wait.
Here's the thing: the
Yeah.
Driders down there is like cravats, corsets up top, just bunt thorax out
Here's my thing,
underneath.
I'm
they're,
down-
they're like fancy Winnie the Pooh.
I'm
Low,
down.
low
I'm
rise is
down.
coming back in for them.
I'm dying to find the classic, like, yeah, you know, outfitters and stuff like that. But everywhere we've gone, with a consistency that ogles the mind, everywhere we've gone,
You know when there's a
it was a
consistency
silent
that
beat.
just
It was a silent.
Yeah, fuck that mind.
Absolutely. Mine is fucking...
Once in a while, canonically, I lose a bee that boggles the mind. Everywhere we go, there is a shop with a weird little guy, and he sells weird little things. I want to find the spider version of that.
Weird little spider guy.
Weird
Yeah,
little spider
'cause
stuff.
there was the fucking frog people.
What? Because it's spiders and giants. Do you think we can find a weird little giant who's just a regular sized guy?
Yeah, I like that.
Or like really wants to be a spider.
Great. I was quite scared about going to Spider
Oh, it's
City.
gonna be
Now I'm
great.
excited.
Can I say something potentially controversial?
Do it.
I think we fulfilled the premise of having a 3-person
We
group.
did it. We might be the first.
All right.
The promise of the premise.
The promise of the premise. So the sun.
And that's our break.
Yeah. As the sun comes up, you wake your companions.
Long Rest, a D&D podcast.
Can you imagine you
Yes.
do a podcast called The Long Rest and you get to see none of the narrative outside of the like the.
That's actually no. TM. That's a fucking bomb
That whole
idea.
bit. That's a great idea.
That's a bomb idea because it's like you have to context clue
I
together
just
the
want to.
story.
I just want to
We'll
say.
say no more about it.
I just
Yeah.
want to say
Turn
for the
into show to it.
record, we did just shit on that idea to start, and then we pivoted so hard.
No,
on it
that's
being
an
a good
awesome idea.
No, it's been an awesome idea the whole time.
It sounds like
Never
a
been a
podcast.
bad idea.
Sounds like a podcast.
All right. So, what would you like to do as you wake up? You approach.
I
the
would
hole.
show them all what I've made.
Oh my god.
It's an absolute
Thistle didn't
mess.
sleep.
Didn't sleep. He's been
Hot
figuring.
moon, mommy.
Wait,
Yeah.
I think you.
I'll take a
Crazy.
picture. I'll put it in the Discord.
Yeah, put it in the
Hot
Discord.
younger sister.
You might want to add to your thing.
We're. I think what would happen. I think you should send again and let them know that we're coming down.
Are we not going sneaky style?
Votes for sneaky style.
I can become a large spider, seduce him.
I can be invisible.
Or a squirrel?
I think we should go straight
Anyone
up.
can be a squirrel. I can be invisible.
I would rather not like to have to.
Two-pronged attack. Some of us come straight up. Some of us go in as fuckable spiders.
Or we go.
5 of us. We can do a 5-pronged
No,
attack.
I think we should go in as Mark is the person who spoke to. Mark is the person who spoke to Lodrith. So we should go in as his retinue.
Spiders.
Okay.
That we go in as his retinue. That we are your entourage. Whatever.
All right.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Am I becoming a spider or not?
No.
I can become a
think
large,
I think that might be
sexy
insulting.
spider.
I think that might be insulting.
I think the retinue ploy doesn't really need to be done just purely because the conversation that you had was so brief. There was no real information
You're right.
shared one way or the other.
Okay.
I don't trust myself. We had a fun conversation last night. It makes me want to do hijinks, but I don't know if that's a real...
So I'll send to a man and say we're coming down.
Yep.
Me and my friends are coming down.
Okay.
Or we can just go down
Just go
and
down.
be like, I'm the person that sent you the message. We can go down, find someone, say, bring us to person.
We're gonna get shot.
We have a meeting.
Yeah, we have a
We have an
meeting.
appointment
with-
with
It's good.
Lodrith.
We have a
Lodra.
9 a.m.
I feel like if we want to go in unannounced, and we're not being sneaky, then you lead the charge.
I think you should let them know.
I'll talk to him. And his name is Lodrith.
Lodrith.
What?
No, it's Lodrith.
Lodrith?
Yes.
Louder.
Lodrith.
It's lousy.
Lodrith? Lodrith?
Lodrith.
Are we
Lodrith.
saying the same thing?
No, it's Lodrith.
Lodrith, Violet Spider Lord.
Lodrith, the violet spider.
Lodrith.
Gosh, what is this energy?
This is faffing.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
we're
I'm
nervous.
sorry.
That's what it is.
Lodrith. I'd like to take you up on your offer. To talk. My companions and I will be descending presently.
Great use of the word presently.
Well, I was beginning to wonder. Please come down to the temple. Welcome to Spindle's Vithopolis.
Sir, what?
Spindle's Mythopolis.
Vithopolis.
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 Welcome to the Vithopolis.
That's the weird little guy. There he is.
As you begin to climb down this hole, it is a bit of a climb. You will be climbing for a little while.
I'm gonna become a spider. About
see you brought your own spider.
I'll give you a discount.
like about the size of
Wait, hear what size it is and then decide.
like a ridiculously large orange or a sort of smaller watermelon.
Like a Japanese
Like a
watermelon?
like a
yeah, I
side
got
plate.
it. I got it.
Like a side plate.
Grapefruit.
Yeah.
Like a pomelo?
Yeah.
Oh, put it out loud.
Do you
It's
want
put it
to?
out
Do you
loud.
want to climb down, or do you want to hitch a ride on one of us?
Oh, I don't need your
An
ride.
upsettingly large
just
crate.
I get a piece of web and I just slowly descend next to them, just like flexing.
No. I feel like
Is the whole Blanc or is it Blanc?
It's Blanc. It's Blanc.
It's vertical block.
Am I still sick and in a fever dream, or has this been the last 2 weeks?
No.
Like,
Where do you think you are right now?
No, this is brand new. This is
So
only new since
So
you
we
came
blocked
back.
down the block.
We blocked down the block.
You Matt LeBlanc right down the hole. Move laugh. I got a move laugh. You get to, you can see where it opens up, and it is like to the kind of roof of the why did I name it that? To the roof of the temple. You can see it's about the length of that spider silk rope that you have.
Does this point open up straight into people? Like,
no, it's on the roof, and then there's like a stairway that kind of goes around the outside down, and then the roads kind of go.
When we're about to approach a point that Mark would tell me is like about to hit people, I'll use invisibility.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I think
Here comes people.
if I'm invisible and things, the talk takes a
Yeah.
hand tie. Yeah.
Connect the bond.
You do see as like you're coming down, you see there are a couple of Driders coming up the stairs onto the roof as you all descend down into the
You did do this to yourself.
I really did.
Did you?
And that's where we're gonna take a break.
Fun tip for home. When you name a thing
Say it out loud.
name a character, always say it out loud.
Vithopolis. That's
in a
cool.
sentence.
Yeah.
This looks visually appealing.
Any bad words?
This one, the Vithopolis.
We are going to take.
Big day in the
This
We're
will
gonna
day out in the
ta-
Vithopolis.
We're going to take a tight 10. We have 2 amazing promotional videos from our fantastic sponsors, HeroForge. One right before the break, one right at the end of the break. Please stick around to watch both of those. We will be back for part 2. See you soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.
When the world is in trouble and you don't know what to do, gotta call Blackwater and they'll kick some ass for you. So pull up a chair because you're welcome at the table. Come watch us save the multiverse. So turn up the TV and come watch some D&D. Blackwater, we'll roll some dice for you.
All right. So you head down into this place.
Sorry, Tim, what was
it
I've forgotten where we are.
Official title?
Spindle's Vithopolis?
Spindle's.
What? What?
Oh, is it the Vip? I've written
The
it down.
Vithopolis.
It is not Vithopolis.
The Vithopolis.
Are there any S's in that title?
Vithopolis.
Vithopolis?
Like,
There's not another TH.
Are we
like-
sure? The
it's
Vithopolis?
like a metropolis, but Vithopolis.
Vithopolis.
It's a necropolis, but for Viths?
Yeah.
The Vithopolis.
The fifth.
But
the
this
fifth
is really
one.
popping off the top of your esophagus.
This is the fifth Vithopolis.
All right.
In the Vithopolis, popping off the esophagus.
Popping off
Mum
the
spaghetti.
So, you come down and descend the last bit of rope as you are escorted by 2 Dryder.
Did they notice me? Did they notice the
large spider that's
large orange,
big,
small
orange.
watermelon? It's the same color. I'm just no.
As a watermelon?
No, as a spider.
What color?
They do clock it. Strikes them as you see them kind of raise eyebrows. But they don't say anything as they lead you down outside of the stairs and around to the front doors, where you are led into the temple. And you can see across on the other side of the basin, standing in front of the large idol that's there, you see what you assume to be Loudrith, kind of standing up. You can see his large abdomen kind of dragging between his legs as he moves around to the side.
Hello, I'm Mark Dwyler. We spoke earlier.
Yes. So you said you could help.
I believe so.
What do I need help with?
I understand you are trying to gain the favor of, what is her name? Yadira. But she is a difficult queen to court.
Well, courtship takes time. Yadira and I have quite a special bond.
I have no doubt. But surely even someone such as yourself can always use an edge.
What edge do you propose? He starts to kind of move around a bit towards you.
Mention Elaban.
Me and my associates are privy to some information about Yadira's past that your competitors are not. And we would like to help you leverage that for her favor, and in turn, you may put in a good word for us as her preferred suitor.
So you wish to meet Yadira, is this what you're saying?
Dearly, yes. Or maybe I'm being a dick.
Hey.
Do we know how?
I don't know how long we've been out for.
It wasn't that long.
No.
No, okay.
Pretty much stopped one aside.
Dude, I fucking love HeroForge though.
I love HeroForge so much.
It's very
Of all the things to get interrupted with, sorry, you were saying.
So tell me, what is this information that you have?
That's a great question, mate. You gotta help me out here.
Ask, say that we'd be foolhardy to give the information up so readily. There's a game to be played. Say these exact words.
Well, like you said, courtship takes time. I've come to understand that you are the person to speak to about this, but we may have been wrong. I think we should maybe get to know each other a little better.
Make a persuasion check for me, please.
Can me being in his head count as the help action?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
No problem.
Cool.
I remember how to be persuasive. Thanks, Dad. Oh, Hell yeah. 27.
Whoa, okay.
I must say, you have piqued my interest. You don't look as though you are from this place. And I am curious as to what kind of information you may hold. But what more do you want to know about me? I have a great many questions for you.
I love a game. Question for question.
All right.
Just crawl up on my shoulder.
Oh no, I'm
Friends?
fucking off.
Ask about the guru. Obviously, however subtly.
Make a
you
stealth
want,
check.
But we need to try and get access to that.
Do spiders get advantage?
I think
Only when you travel on webs, if I remember correctly.
Well, there are lots of webs.
no, I think they just have web walk, which
Ah.
means they don't get stuck by
I
it.
think so.
In my travels, I've come across a number of basins, like the one you have built in this temple. I'm very curious about your relationship to it.
Oh, well. It has been here since the temple's inception. It is the cleaning pool.
The cleaning pool.
Yes.
You don't know how to use it.
What do you mean, use it? It's where we put our feasts. We clean off the carcasses.
Oh, you poor man. That's...
We marinate them, and it makes the meat more supple.
I'm gonna, in Mark's mind, be like, if that's what they use it for, maybe not push them in the right direction.
Fingers, mate. Fingers.
If that's what they use it for, maybe not push them in the right direction. They maybe are eating it, which seems weird.
Two things. Stealth +4. Also, it has web sense, so when in contact with the web, I know the exact location of any other creature in contact with that web.
Ooh, Uno
There's no actual webs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in the relief. Yeah.
That'll be Nate.
The
Are they like-
depictions of
Nice for
webs.
later.
Yeah, the depictions of where they're not actually webbing.
No, there is webbing around, but not in the temple.
23.
23? Okay,
Nice.
yeah.
It's my passive for sure.
I see. Makes the meat more supple. Well, if it works for you.
Yes, how... Where have you come across these other basins?
First question.
Yes.
In a lake below Abkara, right?
Yep.
And
On the coast outside of Dresden.
in a cavern in the coast outside of Dresden. One for me.
That's right?
Yes.
Both underwater. That's interesting. Why would you need to marinate things underwater?
Is that your second question?
No, that was a rhetorical question to myself.
Because I have my associate as an expert in water. Anyone, feel free to chip in. I
If
don't
he
wanna
if he gives it,
hog
oh,
our
you're
gentleman's-
just.
No, I am thinking. I was
So if he gives
question.
it to you, it breaks it with me, and he can't get it back.
I'm thinking.
I suppose what has your process of courtship for Yadira looked like?
Great question.
Well, I have given her a great many gifts. And I, of course, have pledged to defend her should the need arise. And I have brought her a few sacrifices. Folks keen on bringing her harm that have stumbled across my territory. Who exactly has charged you to come to this place? The Yasil.
This might be a time for trickery and maybe putting heat on someone else, Decius Moss.
Do we want to play her? Oh, no, I'm not in your head.
I'll leave it with you.
We were told about Queen Yadira's greatness by an old associate of hers, one Decius Moss, if you're familiar. I believe he might have even let her know that we were coming.
I see. Interesting.
What does she do for you? Why are you so passionate about gaining her favor?
Would you not want to marry a queen? She is incredibly powerful. That was a rhetorical question. It's not one of my questions.
I love this
I
guy.
saw the look on your face. She's incredibly powerful.
No.
She's also quite attractive. And I wish to raise my people out of these caves.
That's very noble of you.
We're outgrowing the Vithopolis.
Perhaps a rebranding is in order.
What do you mean? That's not my question.
King of the rhetorical question.
I have a question.
Yes?
If she knows you're coming, why do you need my help to find her?
Well, because as it turns out, the heart of the forest likes to move. And my information is that it only reveals itself to those it wants to find it. I also believe that the queen reigns over the heart. And so if she wants to meet us, which I don't, perhaps, my hope is that your pull, given your esteem and power and nobility, might tip us over the edge to gain an audience.
Perhaps she does not want to see you.
No, I believe if, as you say, if she doesn't just see any suitor, does she? She must be wooed.
If she knows you're coming, she likely knows you're in the forest already. So she would choose to move the heart to you if she in fact wanted to see you. Perhaps you mean to bring her harm.
No, as a follower of Ulok, this is just part of the game we have to play in order to meet with her.
I think you can appreciate that those of us with a very special relationship to Bulok may not always be approached directly.
You follow Bulok. Very interesting. I see no iconography.
Clarify, she follows Bullock, not us.
Perhaps our practice is different where I come from. I've noticed it's rather brazen and out in the open here, which, to my understanding of this, my relationship, is counterintuitive to his purpose.
If you are, in fact, a follower of Bulok or any of you, well, there is no world in which I should trust you.
Not trust. Mutual benefit. Mutual benefit. As we are doing now. A question each. I do you a favor, you do me a favor.
I'm still unclear on how your favor can help me without knowing exactly what that information is.
If he can't trust us for being followers of Bullock, how can he trust his queen? Be insulted.
Decius Moss has a direct line to Queen Yadira. So much so that one word about our coming had her scry directly on us. That is a little of what we know. And if you cannot trust us, then that seems difficult for you to trust your future wife. Sure, you are a man of great nuance and understanding.
Perhaps that is true. Perhaps I cannot trust her, but she has quite a bit more power than you all do, from what I can see. So I think I'll take my chances.
Would you like to know how to use the basin? If power is what you're looking for, you're looking in perhaps the wrong places.
What do you mean, use the basin?
It's not a washing pool. But that is a different deal. I can help you woo your queen, or I can give you something far more powerful.
We're off script now, gang.
Show me.
Help me.
All right. I will do what I can. Point you in the right direction. But first, you need to show me how to use the basin.
Very well. I'd like to head over to the basin.
How far were we from the basin?
You're all, like, the chamber itself is probably only about 4.
And it was behind him?
He came around. No. He was in front of him.
Yeah.
You were on kind of just inside the entrance.
Yeah.
Probably 10, 15 feet away from the basin. The basin itself is probably about 10 feet wide. And then he kind of came around.
And headed back to it eventually.
Do we get the basin?
No, he's beside it.
Okay.
Do we get to the
I wanna-
basin? There's just a floating spider.
I want to try and just get like one little leg around the ledge.
You gonna touch the
You're
goo?
trying to spider touch that goo? Specifically, I think this vision should be spider related.
I'm on the far
You see
side.
a massive boot!
I'm on the far side of the basin where I'm not visible, and I'm reaching one little leg up and over and in.
One little
See a
orange
strange
leg.
land.
No, I'm
named
not orange.
Australia.
Okay.
Not the color of an orange.
No, it's
I'm
the
the
length
size of an
Of an
abnormally large
abnormally
orange.
Which means your
large.
legs are the size of a regular sized orange.
All right, so you reach your spider leg into the goo. And you feel yourself transported as that thick water surrounds you. As you push through, you hear a rustling in the distance. As your eyes slowly open, you see a forest around you. And you can hear vibration in your roots as 3 figures run into view. A high elf wearing beautiful armor fashioned to look like wood, not dissimilar to your own armor. We can rest here a moment. Let me see your wound. You see a female soldier, her sword broken and clanging against her hip. Her shoulder bears a massive gash and blood is pouring down her arm. Let me help, please. You see another woman slide forward on a snake tail. Her green eyes glow as her hands move over the injured soldier's shoulder. You watch as green energy pours from her hands, forming a snake-like skin over the woman's wound. It slowly peels away, revealing an undamaged shoulder. You see as she kind of slumps down, resting a moment. The older elf pulls Yadira aside. Thank you, Lady Yadira. You saved my daughter's life. I owe you a great debt. Please, just get us to safety. You hear a terrible roar in the distance as the ground shakes. The abomination is getting closer. You see the older elf take an arrow from his quiver. We must take refuge at the Whaler Tree. Hopefully the others have already made it. And you watch before he notches the arrow. He leans his hand over to your trunk. And you feel him cast a familiar spell of divination. And you watch as the path ahead starts to shift and move. As you come to.
I would I would skitter down to the side so that when Mark starts walking over, he can sort of see me.
You'd have to come all the way over because you're on the far side.
Yeah.
Loudrith is here. Mark is here.
Yeah, I want to come around so I'm behind Loudrith.
Okay.
So I'm hidden from Loudrith, but hopefully can catch Mark's eye. I'm a bigger spider than the last time I tried this.
Make a
Performance
stealth
check?
Well, a stealth check to not be seen by Loudrith as you come around.
It's an 8.
Okay. As you come around, he kind of looks. Get this broodling out of here! As you see the other Driders kind of come over and start to sort of like.
You good, mate?
corral you.
Because I definitely see him, right?
Yeah. You see them kind of like sort of trying to shoo him out the door.
I'm going to say,
I have what I need. I know how to find where we're going.
Okay, fabulous. Then it's all gravy.
and then I let them take me out.
Okay, yeah. Shuffle you. Go. Go.
Having seen that the goo vision didn't influence his shape change, could I make an Arcana check to figure out if me touching it would break my invisibility?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check.
I do that thing that dogs do when
You can't
With him,
yeah,
it has to be a creature I can see.
Yeah, you can't target me anymore.
I do that thing that dogs do when you get mad at them sometimes, where they don't know which direction you're asking them to go. So like
You
when
just
we
lie down.
they just like freeze, and so when we get outside the door and they're like go, I'm like back in, and I start moving towards to go back in.
Go!
And then can I talk to them as a spider? Do they speak spider?
Not in so many words. It's like talking to a beast. Right? Like they
Like
have like
that.
an intrinsic understanding of like spider body language and things like that, but there's not necessarily a language.
Okay.
you know?
Well, my spider body language is saying I'm gonna tell mom.
Okay. They go, "Whoop, just get out of here.
Flirty 20.
30-20. You reckon just touching the goo likely wouldn't break the invisibility. But if you're, I guess no one has taken damage from a vision. You did, didn't you?
The second time he drank twice or like dipped twice.
Yes.
Did I
No.
take
You
damage
are
from a vision?
aware-
No, I took damage from the drugs.
Oh no, you took damage from a vision.
You were in a fight in one of the visions.
Yeah.
I took damage
Take damage.
in the vision, but not from the vision.
Right. But that would have carried
Okay.
over. So you do know that it, depending on the circumstances of the vision,
It could be a
but you reckon that it's probably fine. Okay.
So as we head over to the basin, he says he got what he wants, so it seems to be working. I would like to. You're invisible and we don't have the connection.
I'm going to walk over to Mark and press something into his hand. You'll feel like a knuckle bone being pressed into your hand. You can ask questions out loud and I can respond to them.
Very
I
good,
can now
very
communicate to you, you can't communicate to
Very
me.
good, very good.
Show me.
Of course. And as I get closer to it, is there anything? I know they've been like fucking dunking Oreos in here and shit, but like, is there anything off about this basin
Make a perception check.
that I might notice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
like
I give
why it
him the
doesn't
help
work.
action with that?
How would you like to?
I think watching Mark go over to the basin, I think I would also be like taking a peek in there. I think it would be also like my own, knowing that I want to get in the goo, and also knowing that like Mark showing something off is an act of vulnerability, and it leaves him unattended to. So I don't want to be with more than 5 feet away from him and be like, it's the thing where I cross my arms and I push up the muscles, and it's just like I am like,
Yeah.
I look tough.
Yeah.
I look like that I am backing him up and that I'm tough. And I walk up close to him and I kind of like lean him over and like if I see anything, I would do that.
Oh, well, and the same roll, so yeah. 19.
19. You see there is some debris floating in it. The water is a little darker, but you're not sure if that's just a play of it's a different setting entirely from other basins that you've seen that have been fully submerged. So it does look a little bit different.
I
love when Sean
I would
giggles.
like to make it look as though I'm casting a spell.
Okay.
A spell that would be very difficult to recognize because it doesn't exist. I would like to do some verbal components and some somatic hand gestures to suggest that I know a secret spell to access this thing.
This is going to be a performance check.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Can't help you with that.
No one can. Except because I'm a wait, I don't need that.
So can I help? No.
Yeah, baby. Wait. I'm tired. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, I forgot that I have disadvantage on things. I'm not gonna risk that. I'm just gonna touch it normal style.
Okay.
Excuse
All right.
me. Let's take that back. I would love to just run my hand along the edge and then just very gently 2 fingers to the surface.
Okay. You feel as your hand touches it, it sort of fully pulls into a full submersion. As you, not even really controlling your arm, kind of bring it up and rub it down your face, as you've seen the Guardians do it before. As your other hand kind of enters in, you feel that similar sensation as your vision fades away. And the first thing that hits you is a smell. You can smell the fire. As your eyes open, you can see the hearth there. As you sit at a table in your dorm room at Dalkert. You can see 2 mugs have been set out. And you hear a voice. Would you like some tea, Mark?
Do I recognize the voice?
You turn and you see your mother. She moves to sit with you. She fills up the mugs. I was hoping we could spend a bit of time together.
That'd be lovely.
Where would you like to start?
What was your favorite thing about Dad?
He used to make me laugh.
He used to make me laugh too.
And he always told the best stories.
Why did you die?
I got sick while I was carrying you. Something with my mind. It's hard to describe, but it felt like my head was a bag that was being filled with too many things. And eventually it burst.
Where were the things coming from?
I don't know. And it doesn't really matter at this point. What matters is that I'm in some way still able to spend time with you.
Is it just here? Or is it kind of an always thing?
I don't know. This was a bit of a surprise as well.
Do you, see him? Not Dad.
Yes, I do see Harkoon. He created this from your memory. He thought it would be a nice place for us to spend time together.
Whose memory are you?
I am my own memories. Everything that I was. Everything that I remember.
What do you remember about me?
Not enough. I remember holding you when you were born. So small. So fragile. When you were first born, you struggled to breathe. The midwives said there might have been fluid in your lungs. And I held you. And I remember you coughing terribly. And for a moment it felt like you stopped breathing. And then I took a big inhale. And I felt your body do the same. And then you settled. I fell asleep, holding you in my arms. That's the last thing that I remember.
Can you come with me?
What do you mean?
I think I can remember anything I want to. Can I take you like this with me?
You want to go somewhere?
Sure. Or I guess what I'm really asking is this right now it for us?
I don't think so. But you may have to ask Harkoon. He understands this better than I do.
Was it Dad who put the things in the bag?
I don't know. But I don't believe your father ever intended to bring me harm.
That wasn't what I asked.
Things started to go sideways after I got pregnant. But that is not your fault. And it's not your father's fault either.
I want to give you something, but
Give me a hug.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark.
She pulls you into an embrace. Your head rests on her shoulder. You can smell the perfume that your dad kept, that you'd smelled before on her skin. As you feel the atmosphere around you turn into that water as you come to. And that's where we're gonna end it tonight.
Oh, Jesus.
Good, because that vision was almost a page worth of notes, so...
Oh my god.
I have so much to say.
Yeah, so she's warm. Head on in. To the pool of goo. You big booty.
I do like, from an outside perspective, you were like, that's not how the pool works. This is how the pool works. Well, that's how it is.
It was like full on like, ah.
Oh, yeah.
The spider has been touching it this whole time.
Yeah, but
and
not
has
like that.
gotten
No, but it's
nothing.
like pulling up over his
He
face.
gets pulled out and he eats it.
Oh, okay. He doesn't
You gotta
go
touch
in.
it right style.
You gotta know.
If you want to hear us talk more about the episode, we're going to talk more about this. We're going to talk more about a whole bunch of things this evening.
Shit, can't make it.
We record Chatwater literally 5 minutes after the episode ends. We literally have a bio break and grab a snack and then come back and chat. Chatwater is available at our Patreon level, anything at the Knucklebone tier
or above.
and above.
You said knuckle boner.
And then we release one free Chatwater a month. So if you want to head over and subscribe at our free tier or any of our paid tiers, that's where you can find it. Please stick around. We are gonna go raid somebody awesome. So you can
who.
type in the Blackwater message of be safe. Blackwater wants you to be safe. I want to give one more huge thank you to HeroForge for sponsoring this episode for the whole freaking month.
Thanks.
We love this.
Thanks so much.
I'm
we
still
will-
super contagious, but just because HeroForge was sponsoring, I was like, I have
Rude,
to be.
you sit next to me.
Go, I slime
We will
everywhere.
be dropping teasers of a lot of our new HeroForge builds over the next little while, so stay tuned to our socials for that. You can find us everywhere at BlackwaterDnD. And put your thumbs up, babies. You're back. You got to do one.
Oh, shit.
If you want your mom to talk to you, reach out your fingers and
touch the game.